Data from the Educational Department shows that more than 45 million people hold federal student loans, with more than half owing less than $20,000. Should the government cancel student debt? President Biden put forth an unprecedented student loan forgiveness plan last month that will cancel $10,000 in federal student loans, or up to $20,000 in some cases for qualifying borrowers. Borrowers must have earned less than $125,000 per year, or $250,000 per year if married, in either 2020 or 2021 to qualify. Across the United States, 45 million people owe $1.6 trillion for federal loans taken out for college, more than they owe on car loans, credit cards, or any consumer debt other than mortgages. As you can see in this chart, the scale of student loan debt is enormous, and we have come to the point that many US citizens are unable to repay these loans by themselves throughout their lives. President Biden announced a plan to wipe out significant amounts of student loan debt for tens of millions of Americans. The debt forgiveness, although less than what some Democrats had been pushing for, comes after months of deliberation in the White House over fairness and fears that it could exacerbate inflation before the midterm elections. All of this means people can finally start to climb out from under that mountain of debt. Mr. Biden said in remarks from the White House to finally think about buying a home or starting a family or starting a business. And by the way, when it happens, the whole economy is better off. What do you think about this form of assistance for borrowers? Do you believe that canceling some student debt is appropriate and fair? Or is it fiscally irresponsible and unfair to those who have already paid off their loans, or those who have not attended college? American society is deeply divided on this issue, and the worst of all is that government is doing nothing to stop the Americans getting into debt. And that is the main problem. So let's start from the beginning to explain the scale of the problem. Federal student loans were first offered in 1958. They were available only to select categories of students, such as those studying engineering, science, or education. The program was established in response to the Soviet Union's launch of the Sputnik satellite. It addressed the widespread perception that the United States had fallen behind in science and technology. So the initial idea was correct, to enable Americans to get a better education, but unfortunately, making it possible for everyone to get into debt led to the fact that American universities began to increase tuition fees for studies. Research indicates that increasing borrowing limits drives tuition increases. 50 years ago, the tuition fee for 1 year of public school education was around $300. Today, the cost of studying in a public school is over $9,000 a year, and in a private school it is over $30,000 a year. So, 4-year studies cost from $40,000 to even $120,000. The sad truth is that after graduation, Americans do not earn enough to pay off the loan. Many Americans pay off this loan for 10, 20 or even 30 years. And the dream of buying a house unfortunately becomes only a dream. So, maybe it is worth thinking about how to make studies simply cheaper for everyone, so that Americans do not have to get into so much debt. Republicans are strongly questioning the legality of the government student loan forgiveness program. Betsy DeVos calls Biden's student loan forgiveness 100% illegal, after she concluded Trump did not have the authority to cancel debt broadly when he was in office. Congressman Lamborn has a similar opinion on this subject. President Biden's decision to cancel $300 billion in student loans is unconstitutional and will make inflation worse. As we can read on Mrs. Betsy DeVos' Twitter, 3 key things that are true. 1. This is 100% illegal. 2. This is unfair to everyone who paid their loan or never took one out. 3. This doesn't fix anything. College tuition will keep rising and students will keep taking on debt. Government student loan forgiveness program isn't a solution to the problem. Subscribe, comment, like, and see you next time. Bye.